Okay guys, here is your whiteboard brief for Monday, April 6th. We're going to start with an all lower body strength piece. It's going to be a superset of 2 movements, starting with a dumbbell front and reverse lunge, 8 on each side. After that, we'll do squat jumps as high as possible. We're going to go through 4 rounds of that, resting 30 seconds between each movement. And then we're going to move to an AMRAP 4 minutes long, as many reps as possible of goblet squats. These are for quality, not quantity today. Next, we have our Metcon, which is 21, 15, 9 thrusters and burpees with a 12-minute time cap. We're going to end today with extra credit focusing on hip mobility. We're going to run through 3 rounds of hip hurdles, 20 on each side, and then the 90-90 drill, 4 on each side. Okay guys, today our strength is a superset of front and reverse lunges and squat jumps as high as possible. So when we talk about supersetting, that means we're going to go back and forth between the movements we have listed, and today we're going to rest 30 seconds in between. The first movement we have are front and reverse lunge. So Will's going to demo a couple on each side. So he's front lunging and then he's back lunging. That's 1 rep, okay? It's going to go into another front lunge and a reverse lunge. That's 2 reps. Today, you guys have 8 on each side, each round we go through. If you're pretty good with lunges, you can balance, you feel pretty solid in that body weight movement, then you can add a pair of dumbbells. Today, you do not have to go very heavy. We are doing a lot of reps. So same thing, he's front lunging, then back lunging, gripping the ground with his foot, trying to maintain that balance as best as possible, and making sure he's hitting full hip extension in between. Also make sure, guys, that you're really trying to hit that 90 degree with your legs as you lunge. Okay, show me a couple bad reps where you're too far in on your lunge. Okay, so see how his knee is way over his front foot, his heel's coming up in the back, that's way too close to each other. Show me one where you're lunging out way too far. Okay, so his back leg is pretty much straight here. We don't want that. Like I said, we want to get to that nice 90 degree angle on these lunges. Okay guys, once you're done with doing 8 on each side, you're going to rest 30 seconds and then you're going to go into your squat jump. Today we're doing 8 reps at a time and you're trying to jump as high as possible. So go and put that dumbbell down. Will's going to show us a below parallel squat and then jumping up as high as you can, pointing the toes, getting that full hip extension. After our superset of reverse lunges and squat jumps, we have a 4-minute AMRAP of goblet squats. So it's going to be 4 minutes, as many reps as possible, and this is going to be for quality, not quantity, okay? So you're not trying to really rush through these. You want to keep good form the entire time, stay under tension, fight to keep your chest up. You can use whatever object you have, kettlebell, dumbbell, laundry detergent bottle, anything kind of a medium weight to do for 4 minutes, okay? So Will's going to start by gripping the ground with his feet. He's going to create that tension from the bottom up. As he goes down, he's fighting to drive his knees out over his feet, and he's fighting to keep his chest up, back fully extended, okay? Keeping that kettlebell in close to the chest. You're gonna run through 4 minutes of this. Make sure you keep count, and make sure you're staying under tension the entire time with that squat. Okay guys, our Metcon for today is a 21, 15, 9 style with 2 different movements, going through thrusters and burpees. Today you have a 12-minute time cap to get the reps accomplished. For your thruster today, if you're working with a barbell at home, feel free to use that. You can also use dumbbells. If you have 1 kettlebell, I'll show you how you can do that today. But this does not need to be super duper heavy today, okay? So we're gonna start with 21 thrusters. Will's gonna start in the front rack position. He's gonna squat down below parallel, and he's gonna punch up with getting that aggressive hip extension. That's what's gonna help you get that power out of the squat, okay? At the top, he's landing with his arms next to his ears, and he's not punching out forward or to the side, okay? Once he's done with 21 reps, he'll put his weight down, and then he's gonna move on to his burpees. So for burpees, remember, we're looking for thighs and chest to touch the ground, and then jumping up and clapping to get full hip extension in between, okay? He'll do 21 burpees, then he's gonna go back to 15 thrusters, 15 burpees, 9 thrusters, 9 burpees. If you're working with just a kettlebell, he's gonna show us how we can use just 1 kettlebell in the goblet position, doing a kettlebell thruster. So holding it however you want, he's still gonna squat all the way down, and then he's gonna punch up overhead. Good. Okay guys, if you don't have prescribed burpees, or if those are a little bit too hard for you to get all the way down to the ground, Will's gonna show us a couple plank burpees. He's gonna step into it and then out of it, or you can let your feet hop out and hop back in. It just really depends on what level you're at. I don't want you to spend all day on your burpees, believe it or not, so make sure it's a version that you can kind of roll.
Alright guys, so the extra credit today is going to be somewhat of just a couple mobility drills, and it's just going to be good for like a hip flexor strength and just getting overall general mobility through your hip joints. So we're going to start with a hip hurdle, and we're going to do 20 of these each leg. So what it's going to be is you're going to be kind of in a straddle position or just sitting straight up, and basically you're taking either your yoga block, so you can have a yoga block, you can have a bottle of water, whatever it is, about 3 to 4 inches high, and you're just working on strengthening this hip flexor and getting that foot over that hurdle. If you're pretty flexible in the hips and pretty mobile, you can start here with the legs almost straight out, or to make it a little harder, you can go in a straddle position. So you'll have the person or yourself, you'll get into a straddle position, a little wider, and then again, you can focus on getting that foot over the yoga block. That's the first. You're gonna do 20 each leg, and then you're gonna go into the 90-90 drill. So the mobility drill that I've done in class a few times. You're gonna start everything 90-90 comes from the position of the legs. So everything's gonna be at 90 degrees. So your hip, your torso is 90, hip is 90, knee is 90, ankles at 90, the same thing with the back leg. So to start, if you're not as mobile, you can put the hands behind you, and basically you're gonna open up your hips. So you're trying to, if your right leg is forward, you're going to open up to your left, turn the body, let that leg come off the ground, open the legs up wide, and then you're gonna go to the other side, just like so. And then you'll go back and forth. So that is one rep right there. And you're gonna go 4 to each side. So if that's too easy, you can go with no hands. So you can do it, you'll take the hands off the ground, and then you'll swing that way, open it up wide, drop this knee to the other side, and posture up from there. Nice and slow on these. Really try to open up the hips wide to get the most out of it.